Thank you, everyone, for joining us for today's webinar, Create a Marketing Strategy that Drives Results with Digital Credentials. My name's Cody, I'm from Accredible, and I'll be your host for today. If you're not familiar with Accredible, we are the world's leading digital certificate and digital badging software. So over 1,900 leading organizations like Google, Slack, Sage, S&P Global, Skillsoft, and more trust us to issue digital badges and certificates, and we issue millions of credentials each month. So many organizations struggle to get the desired results from their marketing strategies, but marketing is necessary for increasing awareness and driving business. The most frequently reported struggles are around knowing the right channels to utilize, which audiences to target, and how to effectively engage those audiences. Organizations need a solution that will enable them to achieve marketing success without creating the need for more experimentation, more spend, and more time. Enter digital credentials. So in this webinar, we will explore how credentials solve marketing challenges, the best practices for creating share-ready digital credentials, how to motivate credentials to get shares of engagement, and how to track and report on results. Let's dive in. So, what are the common marketing challenges that organizations are probably going to experience this year? According to HubSpot's 2023 Marketing Strategy and Trends Report, the most commonly reported challenge is around generating traffic and leads. 19% of survey respondents stated that would be their biggest challenge this year due to changes in the way the data is tracked. So, increased privacy regulations, cookie restrictions, the introduction of GA4, they're all top concerns for marketers. And we know we're going to need to adapt and rethink strategies in order to achieve success. But with a growing number of platforms to choose from and increasing competition in all marketplaces, knowing where to place focus can become another challenge in itself. And then talking of competition, 16% of marketers in the HubSpot Marketing Trends survey reported that facing competition was going to be their biggest challenge this year. Competition is a given in the marketplace, but platforms are becoming more saturated, which is making it harder for organizations to stand out and effectively engage their target audiences. Organizations need authentic ways to communicate with networks without the risk of blending into the rest of the social noise. And then finally, I want to talk about the challenges of demonstrating ROI. To prove that a strategy has been successful, organizations need to be able to track and measure and report on the effectiveness of any specific campaign. By demonstrating ROI, departments can justify requests for increased budgets, make data-driven decisions, and determine what kinds of content resonate best with their audiences. So now we understand a little about the common challenges issuers face. How do digital credentials go to solving the solution? First, let's look at how digital credentials provide solutions for generating traffic and leads. Digital credentials are made to be shared. Once a recipient receives a credential, they can share it to social networks or add it to a LinkedIn profile or embed it in an email signature or on a personal website. Each share by the recipient increases the visibility of that credential and, by extension, the issuer and the programs that they offer. Recipient networks often share a large crossover with the target audience of the issuing organization, which means that third parties that view the shared credential will have an interest in earning it for their own professional and personal development. And additionally, issuers can add links to digital credentials that allow recipients and third-party viewers to navigate through to the issuer's website, the course page, and the sign-up page. This ensures that it's quick and easy for interested parties to sign up for a digital credential they're interested in. The best part of shareable credentials is that all this targeted, authentic marketing doesn't cost the issuer any extra, and it takes place across a variety of supported platforms like LinkedIn, like Facebook, like Twitter. This means less time trying to experiment and optimize content across those channels, and reduced or in some cases eliminated spend that would have been needed for paid social ads. What about the next one, facing competition? So typically, organizations refer to two strengths that stand out against competition: credibility and value. Let's start with credibility, right? That's the trust that potential customers have in the organization. And if they have little experience with the business, credibility can be hard to determine. Digital credentials support credibility in several ways, right? The issuer is going to be authorized by the Accredible team, which is then stated on the digital credential, as shown in the slide. And that means that any interested party that views a live credential can see that it has been issued by the genuine organization. Third parties that click on a shared credential are taken to the dedicated credential page. And from there, it's easy to verify the legitimacy of the credential within seconds. Then there's the customization aspect. So Credible's digital badges and digital certificates are fully customizable to the issuer's brand guidelines, and that helps to ensure shared credentials are instantly identifiable as belonging to you, the issuer, and it increases the likelihood that an interested user will click through to learn more. Next, let's talk about value. So, how does someone discern the value of a traditional certificate? We can often easily recognize academic degrees and the weight they carry, but traditional certificates of completion lack the support and detail to convey value without further investigation. In comparison, digital credentials hold all the information about the credential on the dedicated credential page. That includes the program it was issued for, the recipient's demonstrated skills, the earning criteria for the credential, the issuing organization, and space for uploading accompanying documents like transcripts or test results. That means interested learners or members or recruiters or employers can discern the value of the credential easily from the credential itself without having to view additional pages or reach out for information. They can better understand what the recipient is able to show as a result of having earned the credential and the level of knowledge and competency they hold. Finally, let's talk about demonstrating ROI. With any strategy, you need to be able to measure and report on progress to understand how successful some been. This is particularly important when talking about shareable credentials. Issuers want to know how their recipients are engaging with credentials, how much reach they're generating from shares, how much traffic that's then generating to the credential for potential referral. So the ACMS, the Accredible Credit Management System, offers recipient activity dashboards for tracking how recipients are engaging with their credentials. And that dashboard is used for identifying patterns in recipient behavior and helps issuers to better understand and leverage their credential programs. From the dashboard, you, the issuer, can view the number of credentials issued, the credentials opened, unique credential views, total shares, alongside activity charts. And the results can be filtered down to specific credential groups, preferred date ranges, and data can be sent to email, exported to a CSV or PDF file. The versatility of how data is displayed makes it easy for credentialing managers to report on the success of their programs over time to stakeholders. So they can choose to present the data as it's displayed on the page, filtered to the group and time period of choice. They could screenshot the metrics based on whatever group they want and copy those screenshots into a document that allows space for a written summary. I know a lot of our issuers do that with Google Slides or PowerPoint presentations. The results can be exported into a PDF document ready for distribution or exported as a CSV file, which can be opened in something like Google Sheets or Excel to create customized charts and graphs. And using that CSV file, you could also create a Google Data Studio report, or send it to any tool that accepts a CSV file by uploading and extracting the data, and then use that in any visualization like a scorecard or a table or pages, charts, graphs, whatever you're using. All right. So now we've seen how digital credentials support marketing efforts. What can you, as the issuer, do to encourage recipients to share their credentials? Well, you can encourage digital credential shares by number one, using action words in the credential delivery email, call to action buttons. Rather than relying on something like view credential, trusting recipients are going to take next steps, include an extra focused CTA that motivates a specific action, like share credential to LinkedIn, add credential to LinkedIn profile, or celebrate your achievement on LinkedIn. And it's good to know that Accredible makes that really easy. There's no extra steps somebody has to take. So that share to LinkedIn button is one click taking them to making a post on LinkedIn. Action words that make it clear what the button will do motivates readers to take action and reduce the number of steps in sharing their credential. You also want to provide clear guidance on how recipients can use their digital credential, including a text link leading to a how to use your digital credential style page within the credential delivery email ensures that recipients aren't left guessing what the next step is they should take. Guidance can take the form of a short video that shows the steps of sharing, written step-by-step instructions, and maybe an FAQ page where digital credentials can be shared, the value in sharing is explained, and you can talk about things like improved visibility to managers or recruiters. Our final recommendation is to encourage sharing by becoming a cheerleader for your recipients. When your recipients share their digital credentials to social media platforms, a simple congratulations on their post can go a long way and helps to promote trust with potential customers or candidates that are also engaging with that post. And then what about once the credential has been shared? Can you do anything to encourage third party engagement? And the answer is absolutely. The first thing third party viewers see on a shared credential is the credential image itself. This means you should focus on creating easily recognizable digital credential designs that incorporate branding colors, messaging, and the organization's logo. Each time one of your recipients shares their credential with your branding, it increases the awareness of your organization and it boosts the likelihood of click-throughs and sign-up. As Accredible is format agnostic, it means that issuers can deliver both digital certificates and digital badges individually or together. We give you the option to set which credential image should appear for shared credentials. And we also support animated backgrounds for digital badges. So you can upload a GIF using the Accredible Badge Designer, helping your credentials further stand out when visitors are navigating through to dedicated credential pages. I think Gong is probably our best example of that. They have an animated gong on their badges, and it works really, really well. So when a user lands on the dedicated credential page, they want to learn more about the credential and how they can earn that for themselves. You have full control over the digital credential details and should include comprehensive information on what the credential represents, the program it was earned from, the issuing organization, and the earning criteria. That informs third parties like interested learners, recruiters, and managers on the value of the credential, what the holder is able to demonstrate, and why they would want to earn this credential for themselves or their teams. The dedicated credential page also includes space for skill tags. Those are summarized skills that were demonstrated by the recipient holder in order to earn the credential, and they provide better understanding of the recipient's abilities and proven competencies. And they're going to help to have the credential get found by the target audience when searching for courses online. In addition to the design and detail, you should ensure that any interested party can easily navigate to your organization's website, the course membership or program page, and the enrollment or sign up page from the dedicated credential page. This is going to reduce the steps they need to take to sign up for the credential themselves, and it increases the rate of referral. And then finally, you have control over the copy that's generated when a recipient clicks to share their credential to Twitter from branding settings within the ACMS, right? So recipients have the ability to change this on sharing, but it allows for a default message to appear when they share their credential to any platform, including things like relevant hashtags or mentions that are going to help to increase the reach and visibility of the shared credential. You can also provide guidance documents or a dedicated section on how to use digital credential pages that offers copy templates for sharing to any social media platform like Facebook or LinkedIn. And that copy can include hashtags, tags, or mentions that are specific to that platform. All right. So to summarize, integrating digital credentials into your marketing strategies is a cost-effective method of driving awareness and increasing the reach to your target audience. Digital credentials provide authentic social proof of the success achievable through your program. Guidance and encouraging action motivates more shares, and the credential shares are going to create demand, which translates into referral clicks from prospective candidates. As brand awareness increases through credential shares, your program grows, and eventually this can completely replace previous spend on social media advertising while still ensuring you benefit from the popularity and reach of social media platforms. And then using our easy analytics boards, you can track and report on the success of digital credential marketing campaigns. You can use the data to make informed decisions around changing strategies or creating additional resources that encourage recipients to engage with and share their credentials. By following our digital credential best practices around design, details, evidence, and skill tags, you can ensure your shared digital credentials are instantly recognizable as belonging to your organization and actively convey value to third parties, encouraging uptake and demand. All right, now we'll open things up to questions. All right, the first one that I have here is on the subjects or the content inside of shared messages. They're asking if you can force people to use only a specific message for every social platform. The answer is generally no. Anybody who's sharing a credential is going to have the ability to customize that text, but if you are concerned about what's getting shared, Accredible is going to make it much easier to go and find those shares to address them, kind of like the celebrating achievement piece that we had before. But from the other side, if you're worried about what's being shared, you can identify those as well. All right, the next question here is from Amy, and Amy's asking about essentially the time it takes to go and be a cheerleader for people who are sharing their credentials. It's going to differ by what your volume is and how engaged your recipients are. So if you're worried about that, if it's not something that you think you have time for, just keep in mind first and foremost that because Accredible is tracking those shares, it's going to be much easier for you to go out and engage with those as opposed to something that might be going on right now where somebody shares a photo of themselves holding a physical certificate you might be mailing. So Accredible is going to make it easier for that. And I would note that if you do have limited time, Accredible does have the ability to highlight your top influencers. So inside of the analytics section, it'll say, Amy shared a credential, he got 50 comments. Cody shared a credential, he got 5. So it would spotlight Amy as one of the top influencers, and then you could do your outreach, your congratulations based on who those top influencers are inside of your programs, and either wait for later or not get to the ones that are not the top influencers. Thank you everyone again for joining us. If you'd like to learn more about the benefits of digital credentials, you can join us in our future webinars or head over to our website, accredible.com, and download some of our existing resources. Thank you again, everyone, and have a great day.